Welcome back to informational.com. So today I'm going to go over how to clean up the shoulder blade or scapula. I'm going to use two different tools. This is the Thera-Cane. This is kind of the easier, more portable take anywhere tool that can really just get at different positions while you're either in sitting or standing. This is also a good way for me to demonstrate the contours of the shoulder blade for the video purposes. So I'm going to de-shirt for this one, just so we can get a sense of where we're looking. So the shoulder blade is like a triangular type of bone, all right? And where we're looking at, there's a bony prominence here called the spine of the scapula. That's a good guide for where we want to be. If we're above that, we're going to be, and I can put the Thera-Cane right on top there. If I'm above that, I'm going to be right in the area of where the muscles such as the supraspinatus, the upper trapezius, and also the levator scapula are housed. The specific anatomy is not all that important, but what you do want to understand is that all those muscles tend to kind of elevate your shoulders a bit, all right, or elevate the arm bone or the humerus. So if you're kind of up in the ears with your shoulders, those are some good areas to look at. The key is that you find the spots that are the most tender, the most restricted. So if I get into the top of the shoulder blade there, I can really search around with this little knob on top of the cane, and I can get into some of these areas that might be limited. All right, so once I find it, I can just hold pressure down, and if I'm going to do that, I want to spend at least 90 seconds to 2 minutes just holding pressure down. The other thing that's very helpful is to add a little bit of depression, so just try to run the shoulders away from the ears while I'm in that position. If I want to add some contract, relax, I can shrug into the pressure and then drop down. All right? But the idea is that we're just trying to explore the top part of the shoulder blade there, all right, above that spine of the scapula. And if I get too high enough, there's a point on the scapula. It's a point called the the superior angle of the scapula. That is the attachment to the levator muscle, which goes up into your neck. And that can tend to be quite tender. So if I go a bit higher than that, and I'm just really searching around, I can find an area there. And that's attached into the neck, so if I add some neck motion away from the pressure, I get a little bit of a neck stretch while I'm holding that attachment down. All right, so about 90 seconds just exploring the top of the shoulder blade, okay? And then I can go onto the inside, so if I use the cane here, I can trace down to the bottom here, right there where I'm touching with the little knob there, is the bottom inferior angle of the scapula. And then I'm just tracing the inside. So there could be several hot spots to find right on the inside. You can also use this cane to kind of dig up and under, get into some of those deep areas of the shoulder blade. You got some muscles in there that run right on the rib cage. You also got your subscapularis, which is one of your rotator cuff tendons. You can get in there and find any tenderness. This helps to just breathe right into it, or you can do a little bit of retraction of the shoulder blades, pulling the shoulder blades back. A little bit of protraction to really get in there, and retraction again. Or some, if I bring the elbow in, elbow out, I'm going into a little bit of internal, external rotation to get right into there. Idea is spend about 2 minutes just exploring the inside part of the shoulder blade. All right. If I go a slightly different grip, I can get to the outside portion of the shoulder blade, which is a lot of things kind of converging into one. The lat comes around that area. Muscle called your teres major. Doesn't really matter the anatomy, but you're just finding the tender points there. All right, so I can get on the outside and try to pinch my shoulder blade and my armpit together and relax. A little contract, relax there on the inside. Now we talked about the spine of the scapula, so if I get below it, I can get into some of my external rotating muscles, more of the rotator cuffs, and there tends to be some serious hot spots in there. So you can just go a little bit side to side, just do a little bit of a friction massage right underneath that bony part of the shoulder blade. All right, and then I can get into there. And again, if I want, I can move my elbow in and out, which creates internal, external rotation while I maintain that pressure there. All right, so explore all those areas with the Thera-Cane, about 2 minutes each. So we have top of the spine of the scapula, right underneath it, all right, and then we got the inside and outside border of the scapula. If I want to do similar things with the ball here, I just have to go into a bridge position. So if I want to get to the top of the shoulder blade, I understand that where that anatomy is, where that bony prominence of the spine and scapula is, and then I just bridge into it and then come back down. And this I can do for reps, about 10 to 20, or again, I can just set a timer for 90 seconds to 2 minutes. You can also add some presses overhead while I'm in the bridge to really loosen that up. Oftentimes when we go into a press, we want to elevate the shoulder. This keeps it down and allows us to move around it. All right, if I want to get onto that inside part of the shoulder blade, I'm just going to put it right on the inside. And now my bridge is going to be more straight up, straight down. This works beautifully for also mobilizing the thoracic vertebrae. So I can come down and up. I want to be stable through my midline, and I want to be putting pressure right into that ball so it can actually work joint by joint in the thoracic spine. All right, and then if I want to go to the external rotators, we go underneath. Here's the spine of the scapula there. I go right underneath it. And I'm going to do some internal external rotation so I can hold it down. Internal, external rotation. You can do some pressing through there. And then I can move it also to the outside of the shoulder blade where lat comes into play, some of the teres major. And even if you get up high enough under the shoulder, you can actually get into some of the tricep detachment. All right, so you can move the elbow back and forth. Just find some of the hot spots in there. Palm up, palm down. All right, and that may or may not be tender. Everybody's a bit different. You got to get to know your body. Always do both sides so you can see the difference side to side. If you have any questions, hit me up at movementprofessional.com. See you next time.